Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you might be under the sun. I am Forecaddie Ajomale-McWord, and I'm your host on Life is a Part 3. Life is a Part 3 is a podcast where lessons on life, business, spirituality, leadership, according to God, are taught. Basically, we use this medium to we use this medium to teach lessons about life as learned from premium pastime like golf, tennis, polo, and the likes. Um, Sometimes I share from my perspective. Other times I bring you know players of these games, especially top business executives who have played these games over the years and have learned one lesson or the other and are willing to share with us. So from the title of the podcast, Life is a Part 3. Part 3 is the shortest hole in golf. It is that hole with the minimum margin for error. The margin for error on a Part 3 hole is so short, which means that we can't spend our lives, you know, piling up error after error, which is what this podcast reminds us, and it basically helps us to find ways to reduce our propensity for error as human beings as we journey through life. So this is what this podcast is all about, and it won't be just me always. Sometimes you would find, I'll bring around top business executives who have played these games and have learned one lesson or the other that they are applying in their personal lives, and they have been able to record results. So today I'll be sharing with you from my from a particular chapter of one of my books titled Psalm 23 and the Forecaddie. In Psalm 23 and the Forecaddie, there's a particular chapter titled The Mulligan of Mercy. If you are a golfer, you would be very much familiar with the word mulligan. How did mulligan come about? Mulligan came from the name of a Canadian called David Mulligan. David Mulligan had been working all morning, working all day, but he had, prior arranged round of golf with his buddies later in the day, and then it was time. So his buddies were already waiting for him. He was the last person to arrive, and then he arrived. He was tired, but he had no options because they were already waiting on the tee box, and then he had to tee off. They had teed off, and they were waiting for him to tee off. So he took his tee shots, and it was an errant one. His tee shot went right into the out of bounds area. And then he turned to his buddies. Can you please allow me redo this? Can I just take this tee shot again? And he said, okay, well, you look tired. You've been working all day. Why not? Go ahead. And then he took the second shot, and it was a good one, right down the middle of the fairway. And that was how the word mulligan came about. Mulligan means do-over. It means an opportunity to do it again. It means second chance. And this got me thinking how, that was where the title of that particular chapter came from, The Mulligan of Mercy. It got me thinking about the mercy of God, and now God gives us opportunity to retake our t-shirts in life, to retake our shots at life, to do it again. how God, gives us second chance and a third chance and a fourth chance and even a fifth chance to do it all over again, to rethink our ways and to align with Him. This is one of the blessings of living as humans. And this is one of the lessons God taught me. However, Mulligan, there's a limit to Mulligan. There's a limit to Mulligan. You are not allowed to take more than 2 mulligans on the front 9 or on the back 9. You are not allowed more than 2 mulligans, which means that we cannot say because God is merciful, He would always give us a second chance. He would always give us an opportunity to do it over again. And then we start abusing grace. This is a reminder that as we journey through life, as we journey through the fairways of life, let us remember that mulligans are limited in number. We would not always be able to take mulligans. Therefore, we must do our best. We must do our best to ensure that our shots find the fairways of life. And that will be all on today's episode of Life is a Par 3. Thank you very much for tuning in. Until the next episode of Life is a Par 3, I pray that the fairways of the universe remain kind towards you, and that your shots in life would always find the fairway. Remain blessed.